name is Ken, and I'm here today to talk about what is a libertarian. But more importantly, I'm here to talk about the political spectrum. Now, the reason for me talking about this today in this video is because I often find myself talking online with people, and we get hung up on this, are you a liberal, are you a conservative, kind of semantics all the time. And it's really distracting from us being able to deal with the real issues, okay? We have very serious issues in this country, and it doesn't matter whether the person you're talking to is a conservative or a liberal. I mean, it's the same as, should we treat people differently if, they're a Christian or an atheist or, Jew or Muslim? No, we shouldn't. We should all be trying to work together to solve our common problems instead of, pointing fingers and saying, oh, you're a bad person and you're a bad person. Well, since I personally believe that the solution to all of our problems in life is education, I'm going to try and educate people on the political spectrum today so that we can move past this semantical argument that we keep having over and over and over with each other and actually start to focus on the problems at hand. So, let's talk about the political spectrum. Now, most older people, actually most people in general, because unless you specifically take certain college level courses, you're not going to be told about this in school. But up until recently, I would say probably around the year 2000 actually, we've been all looking at this particular model of the political spectrum. This is what I learned when I was in middle school. All right, so here we have a line, and we've got a right side and a left side. All right, and then we are right here in the middle. Now, on the left side, we have liberals, and on the right side, we have conservatives. All right, so we have liberals and conservatives, a left-right paradigm, a left-right political spectrum. Now that we've been taught this way, it's Red Sox and Yankees. You're either on one side of the line or you're on the other side of the line. And that's not true, because in the 70s, they actually widened the political spectrum. Why they didn't teach it in books, I don't know, unless you ask for the book. But instead of having a linear political spectrum, they actually discovered that the political spectrum is more of a plane than a line. Okay, so we have, not only do we have left and right, but we also have up and down, making a flat surface a plane. All right? Now you might be saying, okay, well, what's up and down? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. Now, you can actually, left, right, up, down, doesn't really matter, but this is just the way it's traditionally drawn. Okay, it's more about the values associated than the actual side of the board. So I'm just going to use the most traditional method, which is at the top of the spectrum. We have, I'm probably spelling this wrong, tyranny. I'm almost certain I spelled that wrong. And at the bottom of the spectrum, we have sovereignty. Okay, so I think I spelled that wrong too. So we got tyranny at the top and sovereignty at the bottom. A better way to think about this is that at the top we have maximum amount of government control, and at the bottom we have the maximum amount of personal control. So better words for that we can all agree on the meaning top, we have despotism, where one rules over all. And at the bottom, we have anarchy, where one only rules over oneself. Okay, so tyranny, sovereignty, despotism, anarchy. Okay, those are the extreme lines. Okay, so just imaginary top line, there's despotism, and imaginary bottom line, which will be anarchy, but I can't draw it because the pens are in the way. Now, of course, on the left side, we have extreme liberalism, and on the right side, we have extreme conservatism. All right? But there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on in between. Now, one thing that's often talked about in politics is the Keynesian versus the Austrian economic systems. Now, understand that these are economic systems, although they deal with politics, and the fact is that these economic systems relate specifically to the way in which politics interacts with the economy. So, on the left side, and we'll just put it at the extreme left here, because if you completely agree with it, okay, you have the Keynesian, again, forgive my spelling, Keynesian, it's probably completely wrong, Z maybe? I don't know. Keynesian philosophy over here, in which the government is fully responsible for the economy and control every aspect of it, and it's only dependent, the economy is only dependent on what the government does. So if the government puts money into the economy, it changes the economy. If the government pulls money out of the economy, it changes the economy. But it's basically the idea that the government completely controls the economy. And now over on the right, on the conservative side, I will use orange for that. We have the Austrian economics. Okay, so we got the Keynesian economics on the left and the Austrian economics on the right. Now, the Austrian economics believes that the businesses or the people who are involved in the economy, they're the only ones that can actually alter the economy and make it better, worse, etc., etc. This is also often called free market economics. Well, this one on the left is called government intervention, all sorts of things. But they're Keynesian economics and Austrian economics. Those are what they're officially called. And the other main point about these two systems is that the Austrian economics believes that money should be represented by a hard currency. They believe in hard currency, so that money should be represented by either gold or silver or potatoes or something. That money should always represent an actual thing in real life, versus the Keynesian economics believe that money should be based on credit, or basically debt and credit, and your faith, basically faith-based money. The Keynesians will have a central bank of some sort that controls how much money exists within the economy, and then the Austrians are against a central bank, saying that that the actual amount of money dictates how much actual money there is. So yeah, now that we understand those two economic political philosophies, we can now start to look at what a libertarian is. So now most people seem to think that the libertarians are here on the far left, that they're extremist, right-wing, conservative, lunatic, radical guys. And that's absolutely not true. I'll explain why in just a second. But the reason for that is because there are actually a lot of libertarians out there who believe in the Austrian economic system, okay? But it's just the same thing where on the left-hand side, people think if you're a socialist or a communist, you're over right here on the left-hand side, extreme, crazy, whack job, because you believe in the Keynesian economic model. And now, as far as in between these two economic models, usually it's a mix. People have mixed feelings, like, oh, I like a little bit from this, I like a little bit from that, and they mix it up. Now, where is libertarianism? If it's not on the far right, as we've been told all our lives, then where is it? Well, I'll show you. It's not a specific dot on this map, but it's actually a range. Here we'll use green. So basically, of course, my marker's dry. Okay, it won't be green. Let's use blue. See if blue works. Yep. All right. So libertarianism is right here. This little spectrum or this band on the spectrum here is libertarianism. Libertarianism, okay, is this band right here. Now see, this is what most people don't seem to understand. You can be a libertarian and you can be to the right, or you can also be to the left and still be a libertarian, as long as you're within this band. Actually, it's a little bit higher than that. Basically, some point below this middle origin line here, if you believe enough in personal freedom, which is what libertarianism is about, it's about the ability to have personal freedom, then you're a libertarian. And if you're on this other side of the line, just as a counter measure here, or use red. Use purple. Let's use a light brown. Let's use light brown instead. There we go. There we go. Not red, because those are the leftists. Okay, so if you're in the red area here, or not red, the light brown area, then you are a statist, okay? And if you're anywhere in between, then you're just, plain old ordinary Republican, Democrat, or what I like to call the zone of apathy, because you're not really fighting very hard for either one of these sides here, the statist or the libertarianism. So basically, what makes somebody a libertarianism or a libertarian is that if you believe that law is derived from the people, law is derived from the government, you're a statist. Okay? This is the big difference. If you think that a bunch of guys, if you believe a bunch of rich guys on a hill get to decide what is legal and what is illegal, then you are a statist. If you believe that we, the people of the United States, or whatever your specific country happens to be out there in the world, then you are a libertarian. The Libertarian Party, okay, which is pretty much the same as being a libertarian for the most part. Again, this is a semantical thing. The Libertarian Party has three basic principles. Okay, one, non-aggression or non-initiation of force. That's their number one principle. That I cannot instigate force on another person. So I can certainly use force to protect myself, and only to protect myself, but I can't go and initiate force on another person. I can't go over next door to somebody who owns a farm and shoot them and take all their deer or sheep or whatever it is that they have over there, or their corn, just because I want it. That would be an act of aggression. That would be an initiation of force. But I can defend myself, so if someone's going to come over to my farm and try to take my corn, then I have the right to shoot them to protect my property. Okay? It also goes on the larger spectrum when dealing with interactions between other countries. Okay? So, non-initiation of force. I can't go over to your country and kill all your people and take all your oil. I cannot do that. But if you're going to come to, the United States and take all of my Hollywood movie DVDs, which I guess is our resource here in the United States, then I can shoot you and protect myself. Okay, so that's non-initiation of force. That's number one rule. Number two, we believe in jurisprudence, which is, we believe that juries get to decide the law. A jury has the right to nullify an unjust law, and also, we have the right to a jury of our peers. We have the right to habeas corpus. We believe in a lawful society, a society where law is derived from the people, not dictated down from up above. And then, of course, the third thing is, we believe in the right to life. You have the right to survive. You have the right to do things for yourself as long as you don't interfere with the lives of others. Okay? So, that's 1, 2, 3 marks, then you're into the libertarian zone. Now, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can believe in to make yourself a libertarian. But those are the three main tenets of the Libertarian Party. So that's why the Libertarian Party, for the most part, are libertarians. Now, like I said before, this is all semantical. So it doesn't matter if someone says they're a libertarian, doesn't necessarily make them a libertarian. What matters is the mathematics, or where you fall on this plane. That will tell you much more about a person than you could ever imagine from, them saying, oh, I'm a socialist, I'm a Austrian economic guy, whatever and ever. Like another confusing one is up here in the statist zone. We have all these neo guys. We have neoconservatives and neoliberals, and all these other kind of neo this and that's and the other things, neoliberals, neoconservatives. It doesn't really matter because they're statists and they're going to screw you over no matter which side of the fence they're on, whether they're left or right. They're still going to be, taking what you got. Now, if you want to find out what you are, there's an easy way to find out where you are on this political spectrum. You go to politicalcompass.com. I believe that's the name of it. But anyway, Political Compass. Just type in Political Compass on Google or Bing or whatever it is that you prefer to use as a search engine, and it will take you there. and we'll ask you a series of about 40 questions. There are smaller ones out there, but Political Compass is considered to be the most accurate of them out there, so I recommend Political Compass. And it will actually, depending on how you answer your questions, you will fall somewhere on this political spectrum. You'll actually get a numerical value that'll tell you exactly where you are on this thing. I myself happen to fall just around right there. That's my spot right there. I lean just a little to the left. Well, I'm facing just a little to the left. I gotta remember you're looking at it backwards. So just a little to the left. That's me. Why am I a libertarian who's a little to the left? Because I believe in tariffs. That's right. I believe in tariffs, and that we need to use tariffs to tax the imports of goods from other countries in order to protect our local economy. That's what I believe, which happens to be a Keynesian philosophy. Okay? So not all libertarians believe in Austrian economics. I believe in Austrian economics for the most part, but I do believe in tariffs, which is a Keynesian economic principle. So there you go, you know. You never know what somebody is until you find out. So find out what your mathematical score is and go on politicalcompass.com or .org or .something and find out where you lie. And before you start getting into an argument with somebody next time about, oh, you're a conservative, you're a liberal, you're a Tea Party bagger thingy, you know, instead of calling people out and calling people names, why don't we just brush that thing aside and say, hey, where do you score on the political spectrum? And if they don't know, well, then show them this video, okay? And then we can move past that stupid semantical conversation, and we can start dealing with the real issues that we have to deal with in life. So thank you very much for watching this video. My name's Ken, aka the King for Mayor. Thank you.